Morning YouTube, hope you're all doing well on this lovely morning. And as you can see, we are back for episode number 3 of this Let's Play of Felsburn Fs19. And clearly it is dark, because it's very early morning on spring day 3. So I thought here, let's get a nice and early start and do things that normal people would do, I think, in the morning. Well, usually I do stuff like this. I'll get up, I'll get in my vehicle, and I'll go to the gas station. Yes, to fill up with some premium fuel, otherwise we're not going to be able to do much. And as I'm driving around, I'm wrecking everything, driving over signboards, posts, missing the road. It's actually quite difficult to see when it's this dark, believe it or not. But yeah, so for today's episode, obviously the idea would be is make money, make lots and lots of money, because that's why we play this game. We can get a farm, make lots and lots of money, buy the best equipment, and life would be sweet. But that's not always the case. So we got up nice and early, on our way to the gas station. We will be filling up at the gas station. I don't think it was that expensive, if I remember correctly. It was about 500 euros or something. Yes, it sounds like a lot of money, but if you take into account it is a tractor and it takes about 400 liters. So yeah, I don't know what the going rate is in Europe for a liter of petrol or diesel, whatever this thing runs on. And as you can see there, me trying to go over the safety barrier, because why not? Yeah, please excuse my poor how can I state this? My poor skills in this game. That's the correct term. I was struggling a bit here to get to the right point so that the fuel starts entering the vehicle. For some unknown reason, you'll see me botch around. I think this took me like 5 minutes, which is insane. It's never supposed to take this long, because then I'm in, then I'm out, then I'm in, then I'm out. Then I turn off the motor, then I turn on the motor, then I press this button, then I press that button. It was a mess. I do take into account I did start recording this very early in the morning, so my brain wasn't very what's the nice term, active yet. So yeah, bear with me through this. Sorry for it. But as you can see, like I said, turn off the motor, then I tried to press the button, it didn't want to work, and yeah, struggling on. Pretty much that. It's going to be the theme for this episode, is struggling on. Although the name states differently. But yeah, eventually we will get this right. After we've made a couple of U-turns, drove into a bench like there. You get a nice U-turn going here. Trying to get into the area. Please assist me. No, doesn't want to work. Doesn't find the trigger point. I don't know if it was one of the mods that's conflicting with the game file and causing a problem with the trigger point. But yeah, now I got to the point where I wanted to stop the recording and say, you know what? This seems like a problem for another day. It's too early in the morning to struggle with this. But luckily I kept with it. So yeah, once again, motor off. And to no avail. Motor on. To no avail. So just go a little bit forward, a little bit. There you go. Now, a little bit. No. Like at this point, I was over it, completely over it. But luckily for me, boing, there we go. It starts filling up, and look. Look. Yeah. So obviously it's filling up. We're going to fill up the tractor. Then we're going to take it to the shop so that we can fix it up. Because who wants to work with broken equipment? The thing with the maintenance bar that's on your left hand side, just where the tachometer is not there anymore, but basically where the normal small little wrenches, that's your maintenance bar. And obviously if that thing is depleted, you're going to have trouble starting the vehicle and so forth, and your running costs per day is going to be excessively high. So every day you've got it's a maintenance cost on every piece of equipment that you have, and the lower the bar gets, the more expensive that becomes. So it is good practice to keep your stuff well maintained so that you don't waste expenditure, unless you don't care about that stuff and you've got lots and lots of money. Then you can do whatever you want, as in life. If you've got lots and lots of money, apparently you can do whatever you want. But if you have to work for it and suffer a bit, then obviously you try and save every penny where you can, and you turn over every cent. But yeah, so long story short, basic trip to the shop where we will repair the tractor. We will not be repairing any leased items like the cultivator that we have, because why repair someone else's thing? I mean, if you're not going to get use out of it in the sense where it's yours and you own it and you maintain it, why do you want to repair someone else's thing? Unless you, once again, you've got lots of money and you don't care. That's not us, not at this stage in time. So I try to make a nice reverse, make it look like real proper, although I know in the first couple of episodes I drove like a complete maniac, so I can just keep on doing that. This is not Euro Truck Simulator. I don't have to obey the rules of the road, because there's no rules. I make the rules. It's my area, it's my farm, damn it. Yeah, so we repaired, I think it was 850 from what I saw there. It's not too expensive, and I think it's going to last us a couple of episodes, or at least hopefully 10 hours plus. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it lasts 100 hours, you never know. So what we thought of here is let's go to our equipment and see if there's any cultivating jobs available. And no, there's no cultivating jobs available. None. Or none that's lucrative in the sense of the word. So we decided we will go a different avenue, and you shall see shortly what I mean by that. So basically there's lots of stages in this game and in real life of farming. Obviously first step would be prepping the fields, getting everything ready, cultivating, fertilizing, then planting and sowing, and obviously then fertilizing again with your crops as it grows, all those fun things. And as you can see here, we've got a couple of sowing jobs and a couple of fertilizing jobs, and there's some weeding in between as well. So I thought to myself, I remember from previous experience, fertilizing jobs usually go quite quickly, and the guys don't care if you use a solid or a liquid fertilizer. Unfortunately, you have to buy the fertilizer that you use, and you don't get reimbursed for that, but oh well. The jobs pay actually quite well. It's not that bad. So we went to the shop. We had a look at some solid fertilizer spreaders, and we're looking at volumes and practicality and usability of it. And believe it or not, I'm not going to go for the liquid or the under crop protection for the liquid fertilizers, which I was searching for here and I couldn't find it. For some unknown reason, my eyes didn't want to work with me and my brain didn't function properly. But yeah, so we're going to settle up and get ourselves a nice spreader which has a trailer. And with that, we shall make lots and lots of money. This item, obviously, we will buy, because it's no use in renting it, because we're going to use it for the whole day. We're going to use it at least 2 or 3 times per harvest, per field. So it's just bite the bullet, get it. Although we did go second hand, we did add in the wider spreader. Yeah, I was just checking for some volumes. 9,000 liters is enough, as you will see later on. We went for used. We incorporated the 6-meter wide spreading units on either side, and then obviously the wheel setup, we make it narrow, so for whenever we have our crops planted and already in a stage of growing, that we don't destroy them, because crop destruction is on this playthrough. It's just to save ourselves a lot of headache in the future. You can always take any piece of equipment in with wheels, and you can change the wheel setup if it's allowed. But I thought, let's preempt this a bit and get it done and dusted. So as you can see, 35,000 euros for some new equipment. Yes, because we've got lots and lots of money, apparently. And yeah, so now we're going to go and fetch our new / used, very used actually, solid fertilizer spreader. And then obviously you have to buy some fertilizer pellets, or fertilizer, yeah, that's the correct one. You have to buy that, and obviously you're going to fill up the machine, and then you're going to go and you're going to do your work, and it's going to be fun and great and all those lovely things. But you'll see me make a nice great boo-boo here. I'm going to get the machine, it's going to be good, and guess what? I'm going to buy the incorrect stuff. As you will see very shortly, I go to pallets. No, there we go, pallets. And I scroll through, and like an idiot, I select a seed pallet. Why? I don't know. Don't ask me. I didn't think about it. Apparently I was on autopilot, and I went for the big one. So when we have to sow our fields, luckily we've got seeds already, so that's been paid for. And now, here's the kicker. I'm going to struggle for about 2 or 3 minutes trying to load up the seed pellet into a solid fertilizer spreader. Early morning indeed, as you will see. We all can't be winners every second of every day, and this is one of those instances where I lost badly. But it happens. It's part of life. And now looking back at it, I can actually laugh at it. Although I don't think it's a nice thing to watch me struggle like this. But hey, I'm not a pro at the game. I'm not here to teach you how to play the game. I'm here to play the game and enjoy it. Show you what I'm doing. Hopefully you enjoy it with me and take it from there. Feel free to comment on my stupidity. Yeah, I think most people would. It's a golden opportunity to diss someone for being silly. And yeah, now we buy the correct stuff in bulk at 4,200 liters per bulk pallet, and we buy 3 of them. Because silly me, once again, I thought I had 14,000 liters worth of capacity, and that's the big extension that you can put on the spreader, which I did not do. So I only have 9,000. So I'll fill up 2 pallets in a bit, and I'll have my 9,000. But believe it or not, I struggled with this as well. Tried to sell the seeds here after I realized I made a boo-boo, and I gave up on that. So yeah, basically we're just loading up, and as tedious as this might be to watch, I hope you guys enjoy it. Luckily there's some commentary that goes along with it. And yeah, one thing I have done, or you know what, I'll discuss that at the end of the episode. Or actually we could have discussed that at the beginning of the episode, but okay, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so we're just going to fill up the 2 and a bit pallets, and yeah, bear with me through this. It's actually a very slow process. Usually it was not this slow. Yeah, I'm sitting and clearly not checking what I'm doing because it's not filling up and I'm not realizing it, and I can see the light change on the trailer itself, but I didn't realize I didn't click that I wasn't loading anymore because I'm technically watching other stuff while I'm doing this. And obviously just move it a bit so you can load again. It's a little bit of a silly mechanic, but hey, it works apparently. So once again, the one thing that I've noticed about this is it's a little bit bulky and a little bit, I don't want to say bad, but it's a little bit to use, especially when you're loading and trying to load in tight confined spaces. Obviously in a perfect world I would have a trailer with a skid loader here pop it on the trailer, take it to the farm, just reverse it, put it down close to the trailer, the spreading trailer, and just load it that way. But unfortunately we don't have money, not yet. And as you can see, oh sorry, gasping for air, or not gasping, yawning, not out of breath, just yawning. As you can see, our money is quite low. We're at 6,900 euros. So obviously we spent some of our money. As you can see, that 50 grand, if you start buying stuff, especially usables and consumables, and then obviously your equipment, that 50 grand goes very quickly. Very, very quickly indeed. And the other thing that we're going to have to try and save up for, I don't think it's going to be possible in the first season unless we nail all the contracts every day, like 5 or 6 contracts a day, is we're not going to be able to buy a harvester, because if I'm correct, the harvester is about like 200,000 euros, which is a lot. And I think we're just going to lease it for the purposes that we need to use it for. And yeah, so as you can see here, I'm all loaded up, I'm kitted out, and I'm ready to take on some jobs. And the nice thing is, the fertilizing jobs are actually quite well paying for the amount of time that you spend on them. You saw in the previous episodes the amount of fast forwarding I had to do for the cultivation. It takes forever. Now plowing takes even longer, but that's not the point. The fertilization jobs goes by very quick, and I will demonstrate it to you. I've done, if I remember correctly, we took 3 jobs or 4 jobs. We've completed it within 1 day without going excessively late. I did some fast forwards on them, but they're too short for me to insert music. I'll try and keep it down. I'll keep the episode length a little bit shorter. Oh, excuse me. Yo, yawning all over the place. Damn. I'll keep the episode lengths a little bit shorter so that we can utilize this a bit better. At this stage it feels almost like I'm wasting a bit. But yeah, so we're reaching the end of the field here. I think we go through this pass, and then on the next pass we will go back to normal time, as we usually do. And then I can see if I actually named the correct person or whose field this is. So yeah, we're back to normal time now. As you can see, it went by quite quickly. It's not a long process at all because of the reach. So the field will finish up about now, and we have invoiced to Uwe Zichler 6,940 euros. Catching money in the bank for nice, simple, easy work without too much headaches and trouble. So we shall move on to the next one. And lo and behold, Mr. Zichler has been kind to us. He offers us another job on one of his fields, which we shall graciously take for some, obviously, reimbursement or remuneration for our services delivered. The problem is, this next field is a little bit of a crappy one. It's one of those, it's not on the vector basis for the GPS, which is 0, 90, 180, 270 and 360, which is 0 again. It is skewed. So you're going to see me struggle here to try and get the alignment right, and I can actually show you the different portion of the GPS function, how to create your own vector if you want to put it in those terms. And yeah, I did completely screw this up, but what I thought about afterwards is there's a different way to approach this. Take the trailer off and try and align it in a different way, and then save it. But I will be trying to do this for maybe when I have some time on one of the newer or one of the next episodes. If I finish the day early, then I'll try and sort that out so that we can minimize this headache in the future. Maybe what I should do is I should maybe just create a track for each field, and then basically, yeah, when I have the track for each field, it's just setting the width of the tool, and Bob's your uncle, off you go, Sunny's your aunt, and then you're done. Easy peasy. So it takes me what, 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes to set this up. It's not one of my best days, I promise, but it does get better, hopefully. And yeah, when we eventually someday get this done, we shall start. And as you can see, it's skew. But at this stage, I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'll do a loop around and do the second small portion and just get it over with. Because, like I said, early morning recordings, dude, my guys and girls, my brain doesn't want to function. So it is quite sad, but yeah, I'll plan this out in the future a little bit better. And yeah, as you can see, now we're moving on to fast forward speed, light speed tractor, yes, fast forwarding at 10 times normal speed. So yeah, we're just gonna do some basic loops just as before, and obviously that's that. There's nothing to it, it's quite simple, anyone can do it. Now what I should note is, if you don't have the GPS mod installed, you're going to do this on your own via driving with a keyboard or with a steering wheel, depending on your setup. So the one thing I can note is, in this game it's very difficult to go in a straight line, especially when you're driving on the field, because of the soil textures and the way the modeling works on the soil. You bounce around, you for lack of a better term, you wiggle in the ground. And yeah, you'll see if you keep an eye on the GPS while it's running, just under the steering wheel there's a degree sensor, and you can see it varies with 0.1, 0.2, 0.4, 0.5, and then back to 0.1, and then to 0. So it's difficult to drive in a straight line on this game. So just be forewarned. That's why one of the reasons I've got the GPS mod in. It makes life a lot easier and just a lot simpler, and I am lazy in that sense. So yeah, we finished our second job for Mr. Uwe Zichler, and we shall be charging him when we close out our GPS system. Yes, a nice 486 euros, or 4,086 euros. Otherwise I undercharged him completely. And once again, that's money in the bank. Ka-ching. Easy peasy. Nice and simple jobs. And now we're looking for our next simple job. And lo and behold, it will be for Mr. Mayak Schumacher. 2,121 euros for fertilizing your field, sir. So, with the next job in mind, off to the races we go. Driving around until no one knows where we are. No, I'm joking. Now we're going to go to field 26, which is very close by our fields. As you can see, I just opened the map there just to check and make sure. It is up that nice hill where the castle is in the right hand side. It's that nice hill there where we have to go and fertilize his fields. Yes. So tell me what you guys think of the episodes thus far. If you want me to maybe fast forward through the driving parts from field to field and maybe show you a little bit more of the works, I don't know, tell me. Do you want me to cut the boring parts out, like driving around, and show you just fast forward parts of the field works, and obviously a little bit of running around to keep episode length shorter? Give me your thoughts, give me your feedback on this, that I can address it and make it more viewable and enjoyable for you guys. So at the end of the day, I'm enjoying myself, and that's all that counts. But I would like your feedback as well, and I would like you guys to enjoy yourself as well. So we're coming up to field number 26. As you can see, 26 and 27 is both up this nice slope. Let's just call it a slope, not a steep embankment. And once again, the setup for the GPS has to be done. And like I said, I think for ease of reference and for speeding things up, I will do a track path for each and every field, if you can. I'll just go and read up and see. Pretty sure you can, and it's just going to make life a lot better and easier. Things are going to go 10 times faster, almost as fast as the fast forwarding system I've implemented Woohoo! So yeah, unfold the machine. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to note to you guys is obviously, as you can see, the fertilizer does not go down that quickly. We bought 9,000, 3 pallets at 4,900 a pallet. That's what? Let's say 13.5, 13.8. No, it's 14.7. And we've done 3 fields thus far. And we're going to do 1 more field. And we're going to fertilize our own field. And we're still going to have left. And we've made about 20k in money. Well, technically we've made about 11k in money already. So fertilizing jobs it's a great way to make money. And I'll hammer on this over and over and over again. But yeah, so we're back to normal time again. And lo and behold, we are finished. How quick was that? Just flew by. And we shall be invoicing Mr. Miak Schumacher 2,121 as quoted originally. And ka-ching, money in the bank. Easy cash. And for now, our last fertilizing job will be for Leonie Ferber. And yes, it is another fertilizing job right next door on field 27. So the travel time on this one is nice and short. I don't have to bore you guys with that, luckily. So once again, setting up the GPS, put the lines on so I don't have to guess where I'm at. And adjust it ever so slowly. Yes. And almost there. Yes, a little bit. Come on, you can do it. Nice cartoon. Well played, sir. Well played. And it's just turning on the machine, and here we go. And another fast forward is on. And yeah, like I said, this is most probably, if you can get these jobs like permanently, this would be the best way to make money. But during the down season, I don't know what we're going to do. If we don't have animals winter, we're pretty much going to skip through the whole winter. Because I don't think there's a lot that we can do. Maybe by that time we've got some money and hopefully we can have some animals to tend after. I don't know. We will have to have a look. But that's a little ways down the road from now, luckily. So we still got some time to plan that and ponder that out. But yeah, as you can see, nice and quick, almost finished. And we're back to normal speed. I actually cut this fast forwarding a little bit early because we're going to have to turn around and come back again before we finish it. I don't know, for the cultivating you can leave a bigger space open. For the fertilizer you can't. You have to pretty much do almost the whole entire field, and then you only get the job done reference submitted to you so that you can carry on. Quite strange, but hey, I don't make the rules, I don't make the paths, I just play the game. Although I would like to complain, but no, do not complain. And yeah, as you can see, we're nearing our end here. Afterwards, which we shall be going to our own field, which we have indeed, and the job is done. And Miss Ferber has been charged 3,157 euros. Catching money in the bank. Oh, so easy. I'm loving it. Fold up our equipment. We had a quick glance at any other jobs that might be available, and I decided, you know what? Nah, let's go to our field. We go and fertilize our own field, and then we can carry on from there. As you can see, it's only 9 minutes past 9 in the morning, and I started 6 minutes past 7 according to game time at 5 times speed. So that shows you. So what I'm doing here now is I'm turning on the automatic field spreader calculator. Basically this is a DLC, or part of the DLC for the precision farming, and what it does is it calculates fertilizing rates per hectare per the condition of the soil. So if your soil is a loamy sand or whatever, the bad one, which I have a lot of, then you need a lot more fertilizer to get a sustainable yield. And you'll see when I start this, as soon as I set up the GPS, keep an eye on the nitrogen mineral fertilizer application bar at the bottom. It's going to show you a typical, basically, as you can see, the field is all of a sudden orange and red, and it's going to show you a typical, and at the bottom it gives 592 kilograms per hectare of application to get this thing done and dusted. I've turned this off specifically for when I was doing the external works, the farmers' fields, because otherwise you chew through this and then it's not a viable way to make money. For your own fields, prepare yourself, you're going to have to do it, unfortunately. It is the way it goes. But for their fields, you can turn this automatic spreader off, and you can just spray it onto the normal rate of the game, and it will sort things out for you proper. Now, it says here as well that there's no crop that has been planted, so it's also affecting the application rates and so on. Obviously, different crops. There you can see no crop selected or detected. See it first for best results. Sorry, it's very tiny on the screen. I'm struggling to read. Anyways, so when you plant it, obviously the soil type and the seed that you planted has an influence on the application rate. So keep that in mind. It can become quite hectic. We dropped a lot of here, a lot of fertilizer on this, and at the end of the day, it's worth it if it's going to give me a better yield. It's more money, obviously. More crops is going to give us more money, and we are greedy like that. So let's spend it. There's no need in being selfish about it. Let's be generous and spread it all over the fields. Yes. And now for the piece of resistance, I've got a little bit of a surprise for you guys. You remember in the last episode I mentioned that I have the global company leasing system for the fields in, and I technically should not have bought this field. I should have leased it. I was thinking about this, and it would make more sense to buy a field and then plop a house on it, instead of leasing someone else's land and then building on it, because then at the end of the day they get the building when they evict you. So what I decided to do is, while I've got a little bit of cash, let's expand our empire. And as you can see you can already see what I'm planning to do. I shall be buying field number 19. Yes, with its sandy loam. Yes, exactly. So you don't do it through the screen. The shortcut on the global company situation is actually Alt-G, and here we can see I can buy and lease. It gives you an indication of all the states of all the fields which is currently registered within the game. So there you can see field 20 has been sold, field 19 now has been leased. Yes. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and park our nice little big red tractor, and then we're going to rent the little John Deere truck thingy and the soil sampler, so that we can sample our soil and see what we've got. Obviously, that we know what we're letting ourselves into. Although we know sorry, I'm yawning all over the place this morning. The soil type is going to be a sandy loam according to the map, or the site map. But obviously we need to know on the allocated field area exactly what's going on. So what you're going to see me, if we go the route of animals later on in this Let's Play, you're going to see me remove some of the existing fields as they are, base game fields, and we're going to create our own fields. This is a function that's been implemented by Giants Software when they created Farming Sim 19. I remember in the previous versions of Farming Simulator you couldn't do that. There was mods that allowed you to do that. and this time they included it with the landscaping and all those fun things. So they listened, and they've made life a lot better and easier for all of us. And yeah, so you've seen this before. I mean, this is pretty much what it is. You drive around with your small little beach buggy truckie, you unfold it, you collect samples, you send it off, you get information on the field. Now, I'm not going to fast forward through this because it's not going to take that long. It's actually quite simple, quite easy, and quite quick, as you can see. Clickety click click click. And if you could zoom in there, you would see they've got some nice modeling on this system where they actually show you soil coming into the small tray or the sample tray and so on, which I think is magnifique. It is the attention to detail that they've put into this DLC, and bear in mind this is a free DLC that's downloadable through the mod hub, not a paid DLC, which is now the precision farming. I do have the season pass and all those things, so I've got all the paid DLCs plus obviously the mods and everything. But some of the mod creators in this community, it's amazing what they can do, and for the love of the game, you know. At the end of the day, they're making the game better. They're giving Giant Software obviously ideas for their next titles to see what they can do, and yeah, nice. So our first set of samples has been sent. For some other reason I thought I did 3 samples, apparently I only did 2. You see, my brain's not working still. Might be due to the fact that I'm yawning so much, lack of oxygen, you never know. And yeah, so we're gonna take 2 more samples over the field, for 3 if I remember correctly. We're gonna sample it all, we're gonna send this thing back, then we're gonna start up our big red tractor. Yes, and we're gonna cultivate like there's no tomorrow. And for that, I will provide you guys with something a bit different in my soothing voice, you know. You shall get something a little bit more uppity, relaxedy, and not as hard on the ears, you know. So this is our 3rd sample. Yes. Collect, send, and then I think we do 2 more. No, we do 1 more after this. If I look at the area of effect, we can get away with 1. But yeah, now we can see we've pretty much got loamy sand all over this site, which is better news for us, so we'll get a better yield on this field. And at the bottom, we've got I think it's a salty loamy clay or whatever, and that, I think it's even better. Your yellow one is the crap one. Your green one is okay-ish. And that almost soil color, a little bit darker in the right corner on the minimap, that's apparently better, and I presume the salty clay is apparently the best. I don't know, we shall see. But the nice thing that they've done with this is, as soon as you load up a mod map, which is not a Giant's original map, it creates a soil profile already for you, so you get something a little bit different every time, which is quite nice. I like that, it's a good feature. And yeah, we're finished. So we're going to drive it up to the house, we're going to park it, we're going to sell it. No, I'm joking, we're just going to return it. It'd be nice if we could sell it. Free money, cheating but free money. And return it, it's less than an hour, so we don't pay any additional fees. And our balance is sitting at a full 18,904 or 18,104 euros. Oh, someone cannot read. So for this part, obviously, we're going to set this up. We're going to struggle first, because that's the theme of the episode. You know this by now. Offset, put it down, get it out. Oh, look, reduce. No, do it this way. You know, apparently I like to struggle for some unknown reason. But yeah, tool width will be set. All those fun things. We will get our heading, which is nice. We shall activate the lines now because we forgot to do it, which is also nice. Then we shall set the lines up so that we can use them. Yes. No, to the right, dude. To the right. Come on. That way. Yes, yes. There we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. and we shall start up our machine. We will drive forward with the GPS engaged, and we will forget the button to lower the cultivator, obviously. So yeah, from here on out, enjoy the tune that I've given to you guys on this one. A little bit uppity, I hope you enjoy it. And we're back. I hope you guys enjoyed that tune. So from here on out, we're going to finish this up. We're going to go and park it, and that will be our episode for the day. As you can see, it's only half day now. It's not even 12 yet. But for the interest of time, we shall call it quits here, because I don't have anything else to do on the fields today. I don't want to fertilize it yet. I want to try and get the temps up so I can plant for hopefully tomorrow. So the one thing that I wanted to discuss, and I'll discuss it in the next episode as well, I've decided to increase the resolution of the game that I'm recording in. So it's from 1080p to 2K. Please give me feedback if you guys if it's better or not. If it's not, then I'll go back to the 1080p. It's not a train smash for me. Just thought I'd try it because I have the hardware to be able to do it. So why not try it? See if it makes life a little bit better. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. You guys must know by now exactly what to do. You like, you subscribe, you comment, you thumbs up, you thumbs down, you do this, you do that, you YouTube algorithm, all those fun things. And I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers for now.